Imagine executing the perfect baseball play. The crack of the bat, the flawless rounding of third, the sprint for home, only for the runner to trip, slide late, and get tagged out right at the plate. All that effort, completely wasted. That exact same principle applies to your corporate communications. Every letter you prepare, print, and pay postage for is an investment. It is the hard work of getting a runner on base and advancing them toward home. But if the address on that envelope is outdated, incomplete, or misspelled, that investment hits a wall. The communication becomes undeliverable. This isn't a minor clerical error. For organizations sending mandatory legal notices or private statements, a letter that fails to reach the intended recipient creates an immediate gap in meeting regulatory requirements. This happens constantly because consumer data is always decaying. According to the USPS, millions of Americans file permanent change of address requests every single year, meaning your database is becoming obsolete the moment you stop updating it. Relying on a single address verification check is rarely enough to secure your return on investment. To consistently score, you need a layered address hygiene strategy that mimics the mechanics of successfully rounding all 4 bases of a diamond. Getting a solid hit to first base starts with pre-mail positioning. This is where National Change of Address, or NCOA, comes into play. Before a single envelope is printed, NCOA compares your entire mailing list against a USPS database containing roughly 160 million permanent change of address records. By automatically updating or holding records for consumers who relocated months ago, this early check prevents your organization from swinging at a bad pitch. Advancing to second base requires addressing a different type of error. Sometimes the consumer hasn't moved at all, but the address data itself is sloppy, missing apartment numbers, or plagued by typos. To correct these formatting failures, we use Address Element Correction, known as AEC. Looking at this address correction example, we can see how AEC applies specialized USPS logic to repair mechanical flaws. It identifies incorrect abbreviations and missing elements, so the mail piece can actually be automated and accurately delivered. By fixing the underlying mechanics of your list, you ensure a complete, standardized address. That one small correction often makes the difference between a successful delivery and a return. Now the mail enters the postal system, and the live play unfolds. This is like rounding third base. Even the cleanest lists can't predict every sudden, immediate move. That is where Address Change Service, or ACS, steps in. Instead of forcing you to wait weeks for paper correction notices to arrive in the mail, ACS electronically sends change of address information and delivery status updates back to your organization. This constant feed of data allows you to read the play in real time, reducing manual processing and updating your lists instantly for future mailings. Finally, we reach home plate, which means tackling the physical bottleneck of traditional return mail. Handling physical return mail is a significant operational burden. Envelopes often contain sensitive consumer information protected by laws like HIPAA or GLBA. Processing these letters manually requires a strict chain of custody and secure disposal to prevent a data breach. Electronic return mail, or ERM, modernizes that entire process by digitizing the result. With ERM, USPS securely destroys physical undeliverable mail at their facility, eliminating the risk of sensitive documents sitting in your office. In its place, they provide a structured electronic file that gives your organization a clear audit trail of why the mail was undeliverable. By transforming a high-risk physical chore into valuable, secure electronic intelligence, ERM successfully brings the runner home. Winning mail programs treat address quality as a continuous cycle of improvement. Starting before mailing, it checks for reported moves and repairs incomplete addresses. After mailing, it captures real-time changes and converts return mail into secure electronic data. This layered approach yields concrete benefits. It reduces postage waste and operating costs while mitigating the compliance risks inherent in handling sensitive consumer data. Compunail's Address Enhancement Solutions automatically combines all 4 of these tools into one comprehensive, seamless workflow. You put all the effort into crafting your message. Contact CompuMail today to stop leaving your communications stranded and ensure every piece of mail reaches home safely.